is quite a busy day. You may have noticed there is a career fair going on behind us, and then we have some fine folks from housing. We have some Macklemore tickets. We have AWOL. We have the student art show, art sale. So please peruse these other areas. My name is Leslie Pusey, and I'm the Honors Program Coordinator. And I asked faculty from across campus to deliver short, 5 or fewer minutes lectures on something either maybe controversial, thought-provoking, interesting, something about their research. And the idea is to try to leave you with just something you've never thought about before, something you can maybe talk about later with your family and friends. So today we have Dr. Amy Schweinle. She is the Associate Dean of the Ed School, and she's going to be talking about Quantifying God. So without further ado, please welcome Dr. Amy Schweinle.
Is that any better? Yeah. All right, give some thumbs up. All right, so yes, I'm Amy Schweinle. We're going to be talking about quantifying God. I'm in an awkward position here to read. And we'll see how many times I trip over the table. So I'm a statistician in the social sciences, and most of what we do is all about prediction, what we can predict, what we can understand, what we can know. And that this is what we do, what we talk about, we quantify how much we can predict. But there's so much in this world that is unpredictable, so much that is out of our own control, so much that we have no idea about, that we can't predict. What is this? Why does this happen? Is it what? Predestination, luck, fate, ignorance, karma, God, whatever you want to call it, all of these reasons for what we can't predict, for the randomness, the chaos, the unpredictability in this world. And as an example, in the mid-1960s, there was this 90-year-old French woman named Jeanne. So Jeanne made a deal with this 47-year-old Frenchman who was a lawyer. She was down on her luck, said she'd sell him her apartment for a very small monthly fee that he would pay to her until the day she died, at which point they'd, carry her out and move him in. He jumped on this deal. She's 90 years old. What he knows is that she is now 10 years older than the French life expectancy. Seems like a pretty good deal for him. What he didn't know is that given that she had already lived to age 90, she'd be predicted to live another 6 years beyond that. That's the ignorance factor. So he took her up on this. He's making these payments from the 1960s to 1995, when the deal finally comes to an end, when the lawyer dies. John lived for another 2 years and died at age 122. Nobody would ever have predicted that. Who could predict that somebody's going to live for 122 years? I would have taken her up on that deal, right? Individual lives, individuals are unpredictable. What we do in groups. Patterns emerge when we look en masse. But we don't look at the individual predictions. We do this by these tiny little formulas, right? Predicting why, what we can predict, what we know. It's an event, an occurrence, a behavior, a cognition, whatever. It's a function of a group norm plus what we know, our knowledge, the X, plus error, the God factor. This is statistical error, what we cannot predict. It's not a mistake. But we reduce it down by ignoring the epsilon. We ignore the God factor. It's only what we can predict, only the knowledge that we have. What is that God factor, though? Why are we ignoring that? That is the coconut that falls on your head when you're on vacation. It's the deer that runs across the street. It's the smoker who lives to age 100. It's Jeanne at 122, still in her apartment. By focusing only on that section of what's predictable, we're going to have dire consequences. Now we are able to learn more and more and more. As we learn more and more and more, we can predict more and more and more. And as we can predict more, the God factor reduces, but it will never be exactly zero. People are messy. People are unpredictable. The world is chaotic. The world is full of randomness. By ignoring that, by only talking about what we see in groups, what we see in the patterns that emerge, and ignoring the randomness, ignoring the chaos, everyone notices that's all everyone sees. They think that's the norm. And when they see these patterns that don't adhere to that, they discount the science. They discount the research. I'm going to argue that the consequence of not measuring God, the consequence of ignoring this God factor, fate, luck, whatever, is that ignoring God does lead to a lack of faith, but in science and in research. Thank you. Sure. If there are any questions, yes?
So if we do, let's say, conquer the error, do we become God then?
Maybe that's what happens. We would become omnipotent. We would have all the X and have all the knowledge. Yeah? Oh, no, you're just getting up to leave.